I'm Chris Weaver from Toro Run Winery, and you've been cooking Valencia-style paella. Olive oil on here. We're going to add our chorizo and our jamon. The center of this is pretty hot, so I've kind of pushed everything off to the side. I like to put my pork in first. Pork takes a little bit longer, but they're going to go in simultaneously basically. And I don't want to add liquid to this until the pan's dry, because I don't want to steam these. I want these to get a nice crust on them. I want that oil that we flavored, and we made that nice cooking oil in there. I want that to have the meat have something to kind of sear it a little bit. You just want to make sure you get this mixed. The worst thing in the world is one bite of paella tastes different than the next. Onions. And anytime you put anything of any kind of quantity in this, the more you spread it out at the beginning, the less you got to spread out with the wine. Halfway cooking through that, we're going to add our herbs. Next we're going to add our secret ingredient. I'd love to tell you what this is, but I can't. I have to kill you. I can tell you it is a blend, and it does come from Spain. And this is where you really want to make sure it's spread out good, because this is your most potent ingredient that you're putting in here. And again, you don't want one person to get a bite of one flavor and the next bite has none. Dry Riesling is the best. So you can see that nice sauce. Look at that right there. See that? That's what you want right there. That is a beautiful base sauce that you've made from scratch. This is the point. Stirring, you got to be very careful because you don't want to break up the peas or the green beans. So you always want to go with the flat side of your spoon and take from the bottom. Next we're going to add our tomato sauce. This is nothing fancy, it's just a basic jarred tomato sauce. All the liquids from everything that you put in can go back in, because again we're just going to add liquid anyways. Give this a stir, and then we're going to add our rice. Next is our rice. This is a medium grained rice. It's probably the single most important part of this dish. If you try to use any other kind of rice, a long grain, it will not work. It just won't soften. I'm sure there's measurement things, but the way I was taught to do this in Spain is to make an X. You make a 2-inch X across this way. Now we're going to toast this rice a little bit. that'll be it for stirring. We don't want to stir anything after this, so that means we want to give everything a fair chance and get it spread right out there. Next we're going to add our stock. It is a chicken fish stock. This is artichoke oil and fresh parsley that we grow here. Even as possible. So I go about 3/4 of the way up because we still have to add some other things. Next we're going to put our roasted red peppers in. See why we left room for a little more liquid, because as we add this, it goes up. These are 3140 shrimp. You can use bigger, put them in a little sooner. You can use smaller, put them in a little later, but this seems to be a really good size right here. Now we just want to make sure everything's covered with liquid. No two-color, no touch. From this point forward, I'm going to look underneath, check my flame, and we're going to let this boil. We're going to boil out. Probably 75–80% of the liquid on this. Then we'll shut the heat off, and we'll cover it. And 30 minutes later, it'll be ready. 30–45. It's done when it's done. Here we've probably got about 40% of our liquids out, and you can see that the center, this is very common, has less liquid. So I might just go around a little bit here. There's some liquid. We just move a little bit to the center. I can already smell the sofrito, which is the crust on the bottom. It's really important, you want that. So another little trick too is, depending on how you like your paella, if you like it a little creamier, you're going to use a little more liquid and less rice. If you like it a little more substance, you're going to add a little more rice. And to be on the safe side, so to make sure that the rice softens, you really want to do it kind of the way I showed you, with that little 2-inch cross in there. And you got to make sure that you have plenty of liquid, or it'll never soften. So normally I would do probably a little bit more of this liquid on the outside, but this part of it here will be good, and this is going to sit for quite a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my foil ready. Covered, we're going to shut all our heat off. This will take anywhere from a half hour to 45 minutes. Depends again on how much liquid, how much rice mixture you put in. Again, try to resist touching it until you have to try it and see how it is. But I would wait 30 minutes, so about 1:45 we'll try this, see how it comes out. Then we'll start our big pan. I'm Chris Ep1 from Toro Run Winery, and you've been cooking Valencia style paella. Have a great day.